Okay, Emma kind of hit it off with all the thank yous, so I second all of those. But, okay, to be honest, if I had started writing this speech during the season, I'm not sure I would have had anything positive to say. My parents can corroborate this claim, as I would come home most days so wound up and in an awful mood. It's far from easy to juggle swimming with school and swimming with homework and clubs and music, and to completely eradicate swimming from my schedule was an absolute luxury, or so I thought. Yet, as I fully comprehended the season ending, I experienced emotions very far from expected. This was the first of many endings I will, as a senior, have to endure as this school year comes to a close. Acknowledging that I will never swim a race again absolutely rocked my world. It finally hit me that there would be no next practice or next meet or next season. I was done making memories with this sport and, more significantly, this team. Obviously, there are a large handful of things I am more than happy to leave behind. Blast, flutter kick, for one. I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge by now that I am simply incapable of ever learning how to kick competently. And then there were the centipedes, which is pretty self-explanatory. Then there were the strange smells that often polluted the pool deck. Not to mention the fact that this pool deck has to be cursed with the amount of times I've fallen, bruised, or gotten a cut in its general vicinity. But there are an overwhelming number of things that I'll miss. The locker room gossip, for one. Of course, the breakfast and taking pictures of every meal for our food blog. And just because I'm feeling sentimental, I'll even admit that I'll miss the sprint fly sets that I was never able to avoid. Reflecting on my career, I remember my very first swim practice at Huron and just how utterly confused I was. I didn't know how to use some of the equipment, so I would have to just mimic what I saw other people doing. Then there was the whole concept of splitting a lane rather than circle swimming. I think I ran into my lane partner at least 20 times during that first practice. She said she wasn't annoyed, but I know she was. But returning to the radatorium each day and year, there was a growing sense of familiarity. It was my life. It's hard to imagine that these experiences will soon drift back into unfamiliarity. I'm not sure that my overall love for swimming ever increased, but I met some of my closest friends here on this team. Okay, and then to start off my thank yous, I just want to say that I remember being terrified of Andrea and Jay-Z as an incoming freshman. I was unsure of how I could ever befriend them. Well, now, I could easily strike up a conversation to get out of getting into the pool on time. So I've grown a little. So I want to thank them for being understanding and supportive through all 4 years. Thank you to Jay-Z for begrudgingly dealing with all of our talking and even singing during just about every practice, and for your attention to detail and helping me fix my stroke. Thank you to Andrea for finally laughing at my jokes this year. I'm about to leave. And for listening to Catherine and I complain about math. I hate to be the tail end of the Baker Swimmers legacy, but I hope you'll somehow be able to find someone to replace me. To my family, thanks for all you've done to support me and the team. And to my mom, I'm not sure that there was any other way that you could have helped more. And lastly, to my teammates, this was an incredible season, and I'm so grateful for all of you being there beside me. Please keep doing the cheers. They're the best parts of the meet. And Emma already said this, but I also hate when people say this, but it's true. High school goes by really, really fast, so cherish it. So while there are many goodbyes left for me and my fellow seniors this year, I think the first is always the hardest.